it's preparing. Sorry.
Recording is on.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Blixt design sprint. This is part of the wallet improvement project. It is the 24th of May 2022. So yeah, welcome. Let's have some
right.
right? Mili, you wanna start? What shall we talk about?
Yeah, so I can show the flow that I've been working on, and then you can show the flow that you've been working on and the comment that Bosch shared with you.
And then we just get some tech help from Steven if we have any questions.
Yeah.
And then hopefully Hampus jumps on the call.
Yeah, hopefully. You can follow me on Figma. Stevens, I'm gonna share the link with you. Copy link in the chat. Okay, like this. Here you go, Steven. Share it on the chat. Okay, so it's a little bit like the same at the beginning. So create a new wallet, and here is just a flow when they create a new wallet. I'll skip over this like quite quickly because it's just about like recovery phrase, and our interest is most likely how to open a channel and onboard like properly on that. So let's say they finish like to create their key. And then to open a channel, ask them, let's double check if they have some Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And then answer they have or they do not. If they do not, we explain to them that they need to get some and some instruction like how to get some Bitcoin. That can be like designed at a later stage for the instruction part and getting like some feedback from Hampus. I have like, I think it's pretty not that it's pretty set on my not that it's pretty set on my mind, but I have a understanding of how they should get Bitcoin. Stop. Sorry guys, this keeps just popping up. Okay. Sorry about that. It's enough. Not now. Okay, sorry again. All right, so they have Bitcoin or they do not. If they have Bitcoin, great, you have some Bitcoin, and this is where the sync starts. We mentioned them to keep this app open while you do this. And I still give the option whether they're a newbie or an expert at Lightning. I'm putting, if they chose I'm a newbie at Lightning, then I have a little Lightning one-on-one. It's really like shortened. I mean, it doesn't seem shortened right now. I can definitely shorten more, but it's shortened from the first education part I did. So just explaining that Lightning is a network of nodes connected by payment channels. Payment channels enables to people to pay back and forth. Then the idea that Lightning will always automatically have lower fee than on-chain transaction is a misconception. Just mentioning it's faster if you have like large payments to make than go on-chain. And then mentioning that the payment channel is like a abacus. So a little introduction about like outbound, inbound liquidity. So they keep this idea in mind, especially when you open a first channel. Don't open something like that is too small, let's say. Then Blixt is synced and they can get started. I asked the question, how do you want to open a channel? If you want to open a channel using my Bitcoin on Lightning, or you want to open a channel with my Bitcoin on chain. If you use a channel using Bitcoin on Lightning, then you use under LSP, but I don't really mention that it's under LSP. It's just for Hampus to know. And then open a channel with Bitcoin on chain, autopilot. I know, Steven, when we worked first, we had this idea, I want to receive the first transaction, I want to receive a payment, I want to send payment. But when I talked to Hampus regarding the under LSP, he told me that it's not true that when you use under LSP, you can only receive payment. It's just that to open a channel with under LSP, it must be a receive payments, but then you can send after. It's only that the transactions. So in my mind, like the user doesn't really need to know that, because anyways they're gonna send Bitcoin to themselves like via Lightning, and that's going to be the first received transaction in a sense. Yeah, so if they want to open a channel using my Bitcoin Lightning, then there's the screen. You want to open a channel using your Bitcoin Lightning. I give them just 2 guidelines: don't open multiple small channels, and then it will have the explanation why. And when opening a channel, it may take somewhere between 10 minutes to an hour. I've been wondering if I could probably remove that, you see, after, and they understand. And just here at the bottom, like what Blixt is using to open a payment channel with Lightning, if someone is curious and they want to have more information, because I think Hampus really wants to keep this as open as possible so people understand like Blixt, and there's nothing that's really like hidden. And then they said they send Bitcoin from Lightning at this address, mentioning that we send at least $10, but also mentioning that like you need to send enough funds to cover how you see yourself using the wallet. The user send Bitcoin to this address. Your channel is opening. I'm still having like this time here, so I could probably remove from the last one. And then you have your Lightning balance, how much 10,000 sats, and you see send and receive is activated. Here I would probably just add like a little card to mention to the user to back up your channel, and that it's always visible until they are backing up their channel here, since they did a first like transaction. Okay, now in the case that they want to open a channel using Bitcoin on chain, we still have the 2 like suggestion like best practices, but I'm adding that your first transaction must be sending in payment. And they understand. They send Bitcoin on chain here, and then user sends us to the prior screen. Your channel is opening, and then they have an open channel. But since they use Bitcoin on chain and it used the autopilot system, I'm mentioning them like they can't receive Lightning payments at the moment. The first transaction must be to send a payment, and that's why the receive button is disabled. So they send that too. I saw something that Hampus did regarding like receiving limits and all that I thought it was smart, and I think it would be great, like basically like helping the user how to increase the limit of their channels, basically adding more liquidity. If we can help them show it that easily, I think it will help them a lot. So yeah, that's it on my part so far. There's definitely improvements to make. Let me know what your thoughts, or we can talk about that after you present Mo if you want to.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that's gone into what you've done, Mili. So I think, I don't know how you feel, Stephen. I mean, I hope that Hampus kind of jumps on the call maybe at, but really, seriously, well done. It's really nicely done. My idea would be to discuss the user flow that you've done, and maybe Stephen and I can, I don't know, +1, maybe add comments to the screens that we like, for example. And then, maybe when Hampus jumps on the call, he can then also add feedback. And then maybe we can use that feedback to move on to the next stage. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Let's
I
proceed
think
this
there's
way.
some really nice screen states that you've designed. So I'd like to just, maybe comment on them, or, maybe leave some comments on the Figma file itself. What do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, looking really good. I
Yeah.
agree. I'd like to look at it sometime leave comments on the Figma file where I can actually read stuff a little bit more because
Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
remote right now.
at the
So,
moment.
but I get the basic gist of it. You know, like I said, my initial impressions are that I think that kind of in some of the beginning flows, I think that I think that there's a lot of information we're trying to convey here to the user, and so I don't know.
Yeah.
I know it's been simplified a lot, and my initial impression is just that it's a lot of text. But I mean, also this is a different kind of Lightning wallet where the campus kind of wants them to understand some of that stuff a little bit more. So I don't know. Let me like take a closer look at that. I'll send you my opinion when I can actually read the text. But great work.
Yeah, really well
Yeah.
done, Jenny. I really like the first part that you did where you showed every single step. I really like the beginning part, where you showed the remembering the key phrase and everything. And I think one of your strengths with designing is really educating the user. So so well done. Really nicely done.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By
sorry.
the way, sorry. By the way, Stevens, regarding the copy, it's very rough, so don't hesitate to scratch things if things needs to be scratched. Like I definitely need to take more time and like look at each copy. Yeah. Is there a question? Because I can't see.
No, I think I wanted to, because Vic,
Okay.
you jumped on the call, so I just wanted to welcome you. Welcome to the call. It's free and open to anyone to comment. So, I know that you're a UX designer, so please feel free to jump in, to talk, to ask questions. Just a warm welcome from us.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Sorry,
Hi.
I got a little bit cough. Well, it's amazing work, amazing. But I have a little bit opinion. For example, I think why all these texts?
Yeah,
Why
like I
so?
mentioned, yeah. Maybe just to give you context, at the beginning of the project, Hampus really emphasized on the fact of the wallet being user-friendly to both the newbie and the power user. Right now, I'm just focusing on the newbie. I'm really aware that there's like too much text, but that's just a very like first draft of, I'm just trying to make like, I just patched like the flow all together to have a sense of how it should go. But there's definitely like improvements on the copy that needs to be made.
Perfect. I
Vic,
think it's.
please feel free to introduce yourself as well.
Oh, so sorry. I'm Victor. Nice to meet you. I'm from Cuba, but now
Nice.
I live in Uruguay with a family. Here, I'm a pro designer. I work for a company organization as a design lead until from 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. Well, I love all this work, crypto war, Bitcoin, lighting, all this. Amazing. Well,
Good. Awesome.
Awesome. So you have a passion for the Bitcoin industry.
yes, yeah. Blockchain in general, Bitcoin, all coins. So, but Bitcoin is more secure, or this lighting. I don't know about this lighting until last year. I forgot, but whatever.
Cool.
Now it's a pleasure to be here and know you. I think this is a very good work, but I don't know. Maybe synthesize that. Sorry. Synthesis.
Synthesis.
Yes. Get a synthesis process between the first one when I think empty wallet, great, you have some Bitcoin, or this lighting 101. What's mean?
Sorry, I might misunderstood your question. I didn't understand
Yes, for
what's your
example,
question.
if the main step, the main roadmap, for example, or user flow until the first task to the last one. I want to send some money, or I want to receive some money. This is the main idea for that app, or
Yeah,
save
so
money, or what is the concept, the main concept, or the main idea that they have for this app?
yeah, so the exact flow that we are working on is like the onboarding. So in a sense, we want to help the user to be able to open a first payment channel and be successful in setting at least one transaction. Because there was a lot of issue with people not understanding how to open a channel. For example, like taking too much time, not knowing where the funds went, not knowing exactly that there are some fees that are taken, that kind of stuff. So this is what we are trying to solve, basically. Does that
Sorry,
answer your question?
sorry, my question. I'm a little bit lost in all this. I need to check again and
Okay.
and dive into this app. No, for example, like how many onboarding screen do we have?
Oh, I mean, now there's
19?
like
9, sorry, 9 screen?
I mean, I understand when I use the term onboarding, it's a very large word in a sense, because like to create your key, it's onboarding. It's part of onboarding, right? To create your first payment channel, it's part of onboarding as well. You need those steps to be able to use Blixt, anyways, if you want to use on a regular basis. So right now there's I can't count. There's maybe like 10, 12, 15 so far right now. But like in this onboarding, there's different steps that needs to be done.
For example, after I set a password, what's happened?
Then you're going to open your first channel. After
check. Do you have some Bitcoin? This one?
Yeah.
This one here.
We need to know that you have some Bitcoin, because in order to open a payment channel on Lightning, you need to have some Bitcoin somewhere. If you have none, then you cannot use Blixt.
Vic, just to give you some background, this project has been around 3-4 months going now, if I'm correct. Stand to be corrected. I have no idea in terms of if it's exactly 3-4 months, but I think it started the beginning of this year. The developer of this who's actually developing the Blixt wallet, he hopefully will jump in about 6 minutes. Hopefully, he said he would try to jump in. But I think a good idea would be to, I think because Vic, you have some, product design experience, is to maybe leave comments on the Figma file.
Yeah, sure, of course. I checked this
and
really
I get
going
feedback.
to do some comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, feel free to leave comments on the Figma file in where you think maybe we can improve our user flows, because we're open to learning. And then, if it's okay, I can present maybe my user flow. I'm just going to...
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to try to find it here just quickly before Hampus jumps in. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Okay, that's my screen. And now do you see the Blixt? Do you see the Figma file or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
User flow key.
It's just this one over here.
Yeah.
So there were quite a lot of I actually discussed this with Bosch, who's also from the Bitcoin design community, because this user flow that I created is highly I would use the word simplistic. He actually told me that this is like, okay, so Blixt is focused on being like a daily spending wallet. Maybe I have to be corrected on that.
Daily spending wallet.
Yeah,
Daily.
daily.
Good and service.
Sorry?
For example, good and service. For example, if I want to go shopping or
Absolutely.
a coffee or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So like, if you want to send your friend like, and also social as well was also mentioned during the design sprint. So it's very social. It's, my friend, we went out for coffee together and I want my friend to pay for his coffee. So I send him a payment request, for example. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Blixt wallet at the moment, which is being developed by Hampus, at the moment, the user interface is very much geared towards the advanced user. And where the developer wanted to move to, at least what he conveyed to us during the start of the design project, was he wants to focus more on the newbie user, the users who are really, coming.
Yeah.
They just use Bitcoin, but now they will use Lightning for the first time. So when I asked Bosch, who's another UX designer in the community, he said, well, have a look at Phoenix. So Phoenix is also a Lightning wallet, and Phoenix is a daily spending wallet as well. So I basically just downloaded the Phoenix wallet app, and I grabbed a couple of screen states, which are these ones here. So these screen states you see here at the bottom are just some screen states which I grabbed from the Phoenix wallet. The actual onboarding process of Phoenix itself is extremely short, and the decision has been made to only show the users, only educate users when they reach that part of the user flow.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Why I can see two kind of screen, for example, a desktop back of your channel, and the next one it's as a mobile or as a device.
Yeah, no, these are not my designs. This is from the competitor. These are design explorations here, like these ones that I'm moving around here. This is from the competitor, and these here are my designs. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one.
Okay.
This is from the competitor. So these are screen states from Phoenix. I'm sure Stephen knows about Phoenix because it's just, it's another daily spending wallet. So basically I created, my user flow is super short. It is basically, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. You have a screen which you land on. You can choose to create a wallet. You get a confirmation screen that your wallet is open. You then have the option to back up your channel. Locally, Google Drive, Dropbox. If you choose to skip this step, you'll then get a notification that you have not backed up your channel. And why we added in, I thought the notification option might be good, is basically because Hampus mentioned that backing up the channel is really important and can create problems for the users if the channel is not backed up. Then I went for automatic channel creation. Now, this is something that Mili did in her design as well. Channels are automatically created with Dunder LSP, but we've intentionally not mentioned Dunder LSP. So here we go. Your channel is created and channel fees are mentioned over here, and you're saying, I understand. Then you're basically going straight to your balance screen and you're ready to request and you're ready to pay. You click request. If it's the first time that you request, you're going to get a notification, hey, you're almost there. It's your first time requesting, but guess what? There's like some fees involved. We tell them about the fees, and then basically they go to the QR code screen and they can basically just start, receiving Bitcoin. So that's it. Mine is highly simplistic, and I think that because it's so simplistic, there's a chance that I've missed out on including the options in the flow for the advanced user, which I think Mili has definitely included in her flow. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Well, perfect. Steve Jobs said, people don't know what they want until we give them or until we show them. It's okay.
So yeah, any questions, comments? Feel
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, I have some
Awesome.
too. I'll go.
You can go ahead, Millie.
Oh, okay, all right. Regarding automatic channel creation, does it in your flow only use Dunder LSP?
Yeah, because so during the call, because I really had to get my brain around automatic channel creation, and this is maybe where Stephen can jump in. So I have to ask Hampus a question, is that the question would be, would you be comfortable setting up automatic channel creation for the users? Because if automatic channel creation is set up, then quite a few, things can be like hidden underneath the hood if it is set up automatically. So that would have to be done on the back end, on the development side of things. But
Okay.
not all developers feel comfortable setting up automatic channel creation. Stephen, you might want to jump in and explain why, but it has something to do with maybe the privacy of users or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Stephen, but isn't autopilot and the other LSP automatic ways to open channels? These are already automatic channel creation tools, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's different ways that, you know, to my understanding, you could use Dunder LSP. I'm just basing this not off of, you know, intimate knowledge with Dunder so much as just a general knowledge of LSPs. You know, one way to do it would be to basically fund the channel with a Lightning payment. So you know, the wallet is created for the first time, you receive your first Lightning payment, and the LSP creates the channel for you and sends you, you know, your first payment. And then the other way would be hey, send yourself Bitcoin on chain and then use that to create a payment channel. And so, you know, the kind of difference between those two from a practical perspective is that, you know, the one that involves the first one I mentioned, receiving it from having the channel created from a Lightning payment is going to, you know, that could be someone who doesn't have Bitcoin already. That could be, you know, someone who's receiving their very first quantity of Bitcoin and they're going to get inbound liquidity. Whereas the person who's sending themselves Bitcoin on chain and then creating their first payment channel is probably going to have outbound liquidity. So they're going to be able to send, they're basically just taking Bitcoin they already have and, you know, giving themselves the ability to spend it very quickly and cheaply. So, I mean, they both use an LSP, but they are just doing it in different ways. Now, in terms of the privacy and all that, I mean, you know, I don't want to comment too heavily on that because I don't really know what, you know, who said what, you know, so I don't know what exactly the context of that conversation was, but I mean, I would say in general, one kind of topic we talk about with LSPs is this idea that if you have a mobile phone with a Lightning wallet on it, and you have a channel with an LSP, you actually have a little bit of increased privacy in one sense, and that the rest of the Lightning network doesn't even have to be aware of that channel between you and the LSP. So it's kind of like they call it a private channel. It's not really completely private. It's just kind of a little bit more hidden. So that could be, in that sense, it could actually help privacy. In terms of why a developer might not want on automatic channel creation, I don't know. I mean, maybe just for themselves, they probably want to actually create the channel themselves and understand every detail of it. If it's automated, then they don't get that kind of manual control over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that kind of what you were looking for?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's basically, I mean, from what I get, it's basically a way to to open a payment channel automatically. So, yeah.
We've got some good news. Hampus said that he is going to jump on soon, so that would be absolutely amazing if you can jump on.
Okay. The only thing, I mean, what pops in my mind, like with automatic channel creation, is like, I mean, I would need like to confirm like with the Hampus, but like I think the user needs to know that they shouldn't open like multiple small channels. I don't remember exactly why this is a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also the fact that they should open a channel that is big enough that they understand that payment channel is like a abacus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, like when the liquidity problem is solved, like that's another talk for another day. But right now, it's not the case. So yeah, and also regarding, I know right now you show the information when the user needs to show, when it needs to be shown, like at the moment. But Mo, do you want to also show to Hampus, you know, when we talk about Christoph, showing him like 3 user flow, one that is, you know, you just present the information back to back. The second one is more like a quiz and some sort, and the third is like you present the information at the moment they need to perform that action.
Yeah.
Do you want to still like show that, or you want to like put that on the side? Like,
yeah, I think I want to focus on this user flow here, because I think that with like, for me with UX design, I like to look at what you know, I'd like to do a competitive analysis of what other you know, apps are doing in the market, and kind of like see how they're doing their user flow, and then see like how can we take what Blixt wants to achieve and kind of merge it with some best practices that are already going on in the industry, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the idea here. I think that this user flow is incomplete, because I think that with the advanced users that Blixt has, there's going to have to be some additional things that are going to have to come in here. But I think Hampus is the one to, yeah, I'm very curious what he says.
okay.
Things like what for advanced users? Things like what, for example?
Yeah, the users, if I understood correctly, and feel free to jump in, Mili and Stephen, is that Blixt users like to set up their own nodes as well?
Yeah. So they like to open the channel manually, so they set up their own nodes, like they understand like the amount that they need to put, how to do it. There's also different features that are more advanced, like on Blixt, for example. Supposedly right now there's this new feature where you can extract Bitcoin from a custodial wallet, supposedly. Just heard Renee like talk to us about it like last week. And yeah, like I unfortunately cannot talk yet about those advanced feature more than that for now, because I've been focused on newbie. Yeah, go ahead, Stephen.
So I'd like to provide a little context to this entire project, which is that, in my opinion, everybody who uses Blixt at this stage is advanced. Like, you know, advanced is kind of a vague description, and it's very relative to how much you think a given person should know. You know, what's advanced for one person is not advanced for somebody else. But in my opinion, Blixt is everybody who, you know, Hampus is targeting is somewhat advanced. And, you know, I think that, you know, my personal opinion is that while it's like, you know, Breeze and Moon things like that really abstract away channel management and don't show any of that to users are going to be the kinds of wallets that enjoy widespread downloads and network effects and get a lot of use. I don't personally think that in 10 years everybody in the world is going to have a mobile wallet where they're like manually managing their own channels or like sending Bitcoin to it. But I think that, so we have to keep that in mind with the kinds of users that, I think Hampus wants to target. It's people who already have Bitcoin and, they want to move it over to some of it over to Lightning and start spending with it and things like that. And so in one regard, even what we're calling the newbies here are actually much more advanced users who want to kind of take their own their privacy and sovereignty and all that into their own hands. And so I don't mean that to cast shade on any of this. I just want to put into context that they're all kind of advanced to some degree, and I think that the what we're calling the new users here are probably people who just have Bitcoin. They have it in a hardware wallet or on some other wallet somewhere, an on-chain wallet. So that's like the lower level newbie users, and then the higher level, more advanced people are probably people who maybe run their own node at home, or people who follow Lightning very closely and all of that. But I think, in my opinion, they're all somewhat advanced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stephen, what do you think is the next good step to do? And Vic also, any advice from you now? I mean, Hampus, the developer, hasn't hopped on yet.
Actually, he just did.
Has he just hopped on? Hampus, are you here?
Yes, I just arrived here. Hello.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah. So, welcome. Mili's just presented. We're trying to, achieve Blixt long-term goals in our design process.
Interesting.
But we definitely need your input and your feedback there. So, Mili's just presented her user flow and I've just presented mine. And we thought that a good next step would be maybe just to get some comments from the community and from yourself on the user flows. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Do you have the design file? I think Mili has just put it in.
I think I do, but I can. Yeah, let me try to find it. But I think there are like 2 of them or something like that. I have one called Blixt Design Sprint.
Yeah, I'll share it to the chat again for you if you wanna, if it's quicker.
So Mili, maybe just guide him towards your user flow on the.
Yeah. So Hampus, to give you context, since the last time we met, so the last time we met, I've shown you that flow that was very like education heavy, and you pass like from one screen to the next, learning about Lightning and payment channel, and we sort of narrowed down the information that will need to be presented. Now, when I've been working with Mo and like with different members of the community, we try to focus more on the onboarding flow about like showing the information at the right time when they are about to perform that action. So if you can follow me on Figma, I'll show you what I did so far. Just a disclaimer, it's a very rough draft again, but I think we're really trying to nail down the exact step of the user flow. So I just started like from the beginning, like create a new wallet, and now they have to create their recovery phrase. I just took some screen that have been done on the Bitcoin UI kit so far. So I'll skip over these like quite quickly, just to show you the opening channel process first. Let's say they set the password, whatever, they finished. And now here, I'm just double checking if they have some Bitcoin. Just before you came in, where we were discussing about the type of user, newbie versus power user, and the newbie still being quite advanced in a sense, because they would have some Bitcoin. But for me, I just assume that I didn't assume that the person that is using Blixt have some Bitcoin. But we can like improve that. So here, let's double check. Do you have some Bitcoin? And I explain, in order to open a payment channel, you need to have some Bitcoin. I do not. If they do not have a Bitcoin, here I'm telling them they should have it and how to get it, and some instruction on how to get it. That can be designed at a later stage if we feel it's necessary.
No, that makes sense, thank you.
Okay, and then we go to the next step. Great, you have some Bitcoin. Then Blixt starts to sync before to get started. And I give them the option. I'm a newbie at Lightning. I'm an expert at Lightning. Maybe we can have something more precise, like in a sense, I used Lightning once in my life, and that would qualify as a newbie. An expert could be something like I use Lightning every single day, All right. And then if they're a newbie at Lightning, a little Lightning 101. Again, Lightning is a network of nodes connected by payment channel. We can shorten that up. After
Have this been changed since last time we looked at this, or is this the same? Because we went over the
only change is like, yeah. So we changed I changed the content based on your comments the first time, and the only thing I did is sometimes I combine two screens together.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Because we talked, was it 1 month ago, I think, and we're going straight.
Yeah. And then telling them that the idea that Lightning will have like lower fee always it's not really true, and then explain using on-chain if they have large transaction. And then I put this screen that I think I will need to I need to expand more, but telling them to think of payment channel like abacus, so they understand this idea of inbound, outbound liquidity. Now Blixt is synced, and then let's get connected to the Lightning network. And then I'm telling them, how do you want to open a channel? There's different ways to open a payment channel depending on which layer your Bitcoin is. I want to open a channel using my Bitcoin on Lightning. I want to open a channel with my Bitcoin that are on chain. If they use Bitcoin on Lightning, then I confirm you want to open a channel using your Bitcoin on Lightning. And then giving them a little bit of payment channel best practices that will expand if they want to give an explanation. They click I understand. And also here at the bottom, I put a little question mark if they wanted to know how to open a payment channel with Lightning, and that will open a model where it will explain we're using Dunder LSP and blah, blah, blah. So if they wanted to know.
Makes sense, yes.
And then they send Bitcoin from Lightning at this address here. The user sent the Bitcoin at this address, and then your channel is opening, telling them it takes between 10 minutes and an hour. And then you have like your Lightning balance, how much it's worth in USD approximately, and then you have send and receive, since you're able to send and receive like when using Dunder LSP.
Right,
Now just going back a little bit, if they open a channel using a Bitcoin on chain, the only thing that I added here is the first transaction must be sending a payment, because I'm thinking that it's going to use autopilot if they use Bitcoin on chain. All right.
Yes.
And then they send Bitcoin on chain here. User sends sats. Your channel is opening, and tell them if they get stuck, restarting, whatever. And then you have your channel is open. But here I'm mentioning at the moment you can't receive Lightning payments. Your first transaction must be sending a payment, and that's why the receive button is disabled. So when they send it, now it's gonna receive. Also, one thing that I thought was quite like smart it would be nice. I mean, that's from Bitcoin UI Kit, from what Christoph has done. It would be nice if we are helping them understand how they can increase the liquidity in their channel. So, for example, always it will always tell them you can send that much or you can receive that much, and if they wanna increase that, then there's a way like to do it. I didn't like refine it, not at all, but I thought like just pitching the idea to you first.
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm just thinking out loud, since we have 9 minutes left for the call. What do you guys think is like a good next step, so that we can, just ideas from from Stephen and from Victor, so that we can kind of consolidate the ideas, and actually decide on user flow. I think that the developer is happy with, but that's also very, very user friendly as well. Any ideas from Victor and from Stephen?
I'll leave some comments on the Figma file on both of them, and when I'm back at a computer here, and let you know ASAP what I think about that.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
I think I need to check again this and polish this. All of us. For example, maybe check a little bit prototype, about this.
Yeah.
How do we need go doing all this? For example, the onboarding, the receive, the send, the open a channel, maybe, step by step, and give and obtain some feedbacks. I can write like a comment.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. No.
That would be great. That would be great. I think if we have if we have some feedback, some comments from yourself and from Stephen and from Hampus, maybe just like something like +1, think this should be included in the user flow. Like I'll just like include in user flow, maybe don't include in user flow. I think maybe that would be helpful, and then we can maybe try to consolidate like a user flow. What do you think? What do you guys think?
I would just like to hear like Hampus comments first a little bit, if you don't mind, since you just joined the call. Yeah,
I have some comments if you would like to. There's two primary things I noticed. That is, we can protect the when you pick the. Let's see if I can find the screen again here. On the on-chain path here, you mentioned that the receive button is disabled. I will say that we can. I would like that we remove that time, because it's not actually necessary. Because even if the user if they onboard themselves via on-chain, they could still use Dunder like afterwards. It will just mean that a new channel will be open. So, like if they choose the on, they will still they can still use Dunder anyway, and anytime they want. Like Dunder is like seamless in that way. So, if that makes sense. So we need to this warning is not necessary. With a caveat though, because Dunder cannot open a one Satoshi. It won't open up. Dunder won't open a channel for one Satoshi payments. But if you send maybe $1 or something, then Dunder will open, because then you can pay for transaction fee and everything. So I think that this should be reworked, or because it's when today in Blixt, if you don't have inbound and you just click on, if you just press receive, then you can just create an invoice automatically. And what Blixt will do is it will tell the user that, okay, so you don't have inbound liquidity, but you want to pay a fee for this much of transaction fee to do this automatically. So there's no need to lock the user or something.
All right.
Cool. So Hampus, I'll just quickly, very quickly, I won't present my user flow, but I'll just quickly just share it with you. If you just move over to the other side of the document over here. So it's just this is the only part that, so that's my entire user flow. So it's just these ones here.
Okay.
It's super, yeah, it's focused on the new user. So, yeah.
There's two user flows. So there's just is this another? I don't understand. Is this another user flow here, or what was this?
Yeah, sorry, I should have probably I should have probably made a note here. This is actually the user flow from the Phoenix wallet. So I'll just move it out of the way.
Right. But I'm just thinking about this. Is this something separate from the other one, the medium?
Yeah, this is a separate user flow.
Okay, I see.
I kind of discussed the user flow of Blixt with Bosch.
Nice, yeah.
You know, he's pretty hands-on with product development.
Yes.
And that's kind of the user flow that we kind of came up with together. Very short, very sweet. And we kind of took some best practices out of the Phoenix wallet as well. So just be basically Mili's user flow and then my user flow, and then basically just commenting on, just which aspects you think we should maybe include, we should not include, or, what we should pay more attention to.
Yeah, I like the backup channel one. Is pretty nice because that's an important thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll go through and look at this, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused because I've never seen these before. I've only seen the other ones, I'd say. But,
yeah. Cool, guys. So how do you guys feel about the next steps and meeting again? And I think, yeah.
Sorry, I have a meeting at 2 minutes, so I'm gonna tell what should be the next step. Sorry about that, guys. So I created an edit page on the left side called feedback 1.
Cool.
So I put most user flow and mine. If you guys can comment on this page, so like that we can list the feedback one by one. Put your feedback. And based on the feedback, we'll set a meeting next week, probably on Tuesday, depending on the depending on the fact. Does that work for you guys?
What time is in your country? What time is it?
Right now it's 9 a.m. PST. So the meeting is at 8 a.m. PST.
Yeah. It's 6 a.m. my time, 6 p.m. my time.
Oh, my time it's 1 o'clock.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Yeah. So the time is gonna be posted on the channel, on the Wallet Improvement channel.
Yeah. Cool, guys. Hey, Mili, really well done. Awesome work on your side. Well done. And
thank you.
Let's just push
work on your
congratulations.
Oh, I mean, thanks, but there's a lot of.
This is the first step. Later by later, step by step, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah, definitely. I'll stop the recording now.